Welcome back, heroes, to Eorzea. Hold up. Da, 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 da. Ba, da, 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 da. If my. There we go. If everything would work properly. Yeah, it's well, what it is people like that, they are technically just bots. So you block one, 18 more show up. But yeah, I go through and attempt to get rid of all of those people. Let me see if it will let me do it on this one while I'm live. Da, da, da. Let's see here. There we go. I want to send it. There we go. Ha! Been banned. Punk. All right. It's harder to do on my phone. All right. There we go. Okay. Well, welcome back. What's going on, Astral? Yeah, it what it is it not always is it a an account designed to like hack your stuff. But what it is designed to do is you message them, and then all of a sudden you're going to get flooded with 18 million messages about how they want you to buy this and buy that, and they offer these services and yada, yada, yada. Okay. Flying has been unlocked. When you can now fly while mounted in Lanosia, Thanalan, Black Shroud, Korthos, Central Highlands, and Mordona. To take flight, simply jump while mounted. That's definitely new because the last time I was actively playing this game, you had to get to a certain point in the storyline to do a quest, and it gave you a black chocobo, if I remember correctly. And that was the only flying mount you had access to in the storyline. What other quests does she have? Oh, no reward for it? No thanks. Speak with Yoshel Thancred, Papi Lama, speak with Yada, and Uringer. Oy vey. And there we go. And now we get to go speak with Alphanod. Ba, 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 da, ba. Skip. Alright, so these are all strengths, so none of them really help us. So we'll just select that one. These are going to be the ones that we want. That's intelligence, which is what we want. Is that guy right there? Dun, 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 dun. Leave it. Skip the cutscenes. We want to get to some combat stuff, bud. All right. Speak with Gegurujit, Costa del Sol. And teleport. Well, we had fun. That's not what I want to do. We had fun playing some Elden Ring over the last couple days. I discovered that I like the Black Flame Monk or whatever it's called, Celebrant, whatever. I liked playing that class the most. There they are. So I look forward to being able to do that again. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't think the kitty cat could fly. Same, Tiber. It would make it immensely better, in my opinion. Let's talk to you. You'd think with all the time that they've had that they would be able to get it to be like they could go back and get this voice acted, but it is what it is. Boom. Alright, that quest is now done. Man, it is weird to try and fly with a controller. Because, like, the tiniest movement causes you to, like, drastically change direction. We need to go due south. Okay. Because, like, if I just barely turn it, my guy is, like... It's weird. I know this isn't a place for Elden Ring, but... Is it polite and fair to say that I didn't like your playstyle in Elden Ring? Yeah, that's fine. I don't mind. Was there something specific you didn't like about my playstyle in Elden Ring? Okay, stop targeting you. There we go. I mean, if I would surmise it generally, Oh. I can see your point. I'm just not the big unga chunga like bonk stick guy that wants to go in and beat on stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I like being able to sit back and either have my summons do it or just a bunch of dot damage do it, that kind of stuff. That's why I like my Curse God build, because it really just, I don't know, it's a lot of fun to sit there and watch me do minimally nothing, at least for me, to do what appears to be minimally nothing, and then the bosses just kind of eat it. You know what I mean? But I get your point. Oh, we want that ring. No, I feel you. If I was gonna try and do like big combo damage like that, no, I get you, Tiber. I get you. If I was wanting to do, big damage combos like that, the best option I would have is to multi-spec, technically. I would need to do it with more than just one class. Because even, like, for example, the Underworld Mage, they do get some big, flashy spells later on, but they don't really help. Or they don't really do a lot of damage, so you have to do them a lot. Land, you stupid fly. I still have no idea where these flies are coming from. I probably took out like 20 of them yesterday and still have no idea. The only thing I can think of is that they're coming from outside because of how hot it is out here in Oklahoma right now. Stay still for 2 seconds here. But that's the only thing I can think of. Because, like, I'll take out 1 or 2, I won't see any for a while, and then all of a sudden, like, 5 more show up. And it's like, bro. But no, I get your point. I can definitely start working on, if that's the case, what I would want to do is Frost Magic, because of how much damage Frost can do. And then probably also do, like, Giant's Flame, so that I can bounce between the two, one staff, one, I want to say catalyst, but I don't think that's the right word for it. Your seals. And that way I can bounce between those spells. So maybe we try that next weekend and just make the biggest, flashiest combo caster we can. The boring part. Now we need to go to Revenant's Toll. Teleport, Revenant. Like, see, I've already taken out 2 flies this morning, and now here's another one. Such a pain. So there are some new summons, but they're not restricted to they're not restricted to the necromancer. The thing about the necromancer is that they get the ability to not take the debuff for summoning, and then they deal holy damage through their blight buildup. But it's just, like, the problem I was having with the necromancer is the only damage we were doing at the time was with the stupid gloves. Speak with Tataru. Is that wanting me to go all the way back? It is. Okay. Where's my inventory? There it is. I'm sure, like, later on, if we can get some of the higher runes for more spells, potentially. But, like, I went and grabbed the runes I'm capable of getting solo without, you know, needing someone to come in and massively assist. And the only thing doing damage was me. We need to do the main storyline. Because I need to get the ability to upgrade my summons anyway. There we go. Now we have the Magitech for mount. Probably not, just because of all the stuff that's going on. I may do it, but the problem, guy, is the fact that from what I've been told by people who are way smarter than me, legally speaking, is there is a strong possibility with the way Blizzard is behaving that they could start going after content creators. Now, they can't sue us directly for money, especially a channel like this where I make nothing. So they can't claim that I'm profiting off of stolen property. But they can get YouTube and Twitch to completely ban my channel if they wanted. The probability of that happening is really low because I'm not a huge name in the arena there. But the other issue too, and as I was speaking with some other people on Discord this morning, is they just announced that it will be going live, I believe today. And the biggest issue there is they still have not communicated any information on the lawsuit, which means that they are most likely not allowed to. But they are also not slowing down. They're actually ramping up, which makes it feel like they're trying to get people to spend even more money with them to help fight these legal battles, or they're going to cut bait and run once they hit a whatever number they're wanting. It's kind of got me... I don't know. It's got me questioning their motives. I've even reached out to the dev team privately and went, hey, I'm just curious. Like, you know, are you going to do something? What is it? Yeah, I know it's free now, but... Yeah, it just went to the free server. I don't know if I can... One, I don't want to risk the channel. And two, the fact that they're not really saying anything has me worried. Okay, that's over there. I know that it's free, but they still have their guild store up, or their item shop, whatever you want to call it. So oh, Turtle WoW was blatant about them being sued. Turtle WoW was like, I don't know about with their own community, but with everybody else that was watching from the outside, Turtle WoW was very like, hey, this is what's happening and we don't care. They even went and tried to get Blizzard to back down by saying, hey, we'd be okay if you gave us regulations and made us an official, you know, whatever you want to call it, and tried to convince them that, hey, because other companies have these private servers that are officially like recognized as content, they were like, you should do the same thing. And even if you end up succeeding in shutting us down, you have to understand that people are going to still go to private servers because there's a content out there that you don't provide, and people are looking for that. And that's why it's, I think, bad for Blizzard to keep doing this. But at the same time, it's just like, I get wanting to protect one's IP. I really do. Like, I get it. But if you have if your product is producing a problem that Blizzard claims is being produced by having all these private servers up, maybe you should look at what you're doing that's causing people to want to go to said private servers. I'm just saying. I forgot how much I hate quests that just cause you to run around and talk. Ugh. All this just so that we can start the Heavensward stuff, I believe. So I checked some early spell archetypes that can get you through early game and do good damage at tier 1 and 2 runes for Dragon Mage. They pack a punch. Yeah, you're talking about the lightning guy, right? The lightning build. I even said, like, I am okay trying that out, Tiber. Like, no problem playing that class. The only major issue that I have with that class is I need to mess with the mechanics to figure out how the stacking works. Like, because you get, for lack of a better term, because I don't know it off the top of my head, you get charges when you want to use your spells. So the lightning spells, they do base damage. Static charge, yeah, there you go. So you have certain skills that will build it, and then certain skills that will spend it. And so I just need to go through and look at them and figure out which ones. I already have one built. I'm just waiting to get more used to the mechanic so that I can do the big number damage with it. But yes, it looks phenomenal. I'll mess around with it this week when I'm not on camera and get used to it, and then we can do it for next weekend. The Stormcaller. I mean, yes, but also no. So That Moogle is trying to be a white mage, a warrior, and a gladiator. So I guess marauder. I don't know. I wonder if in every version of this game, those are red, white, and blue. Because you build Maelstrom up simultaneously. Yeah. Failing to go. Okay, hold on. Certain duties require that you escort an NPC to a designated location while guarding them from enemy attacks. Should you stray too far from the NPC or they are attacked, they will stop moving. Hold on. Land, you little turd. I don't know if I got him. Alright. I hate stupid quests that require me to babysit people. I'm glad they initiated flying this early on. I get what you're saying, Tiber, so we'll definitely give it a shot. I'm not opposed to it. Do you still have your Necro character? I think third rune really picks it up. You get 2 decent core spells and Corpse Explosion to blow up your summons. I do still have the Necro. I haven't gotten rid of him. What? To face the good King Moogle Mog the 7th, you must successfully escort Kuplo Cop to the ward entrance. Return to swim and speak with. Oh, crap. Is this a stupid dungeon that I gotta do? Okay, no, he's just following me. Good. No, you're good, man. It does not bother me at all. Is it gonna let me run this way? Nope, not you. And problem is gonna be the stupid wild boar. Oh, one popped up behind him. See if I can run far enough in front of that dude so he doesn't aggro. So are all the DLC jobs stronger than base game, aka Red Mage over Black Mage and so on? No, not really. At least not to the extent that you don't like. Black Mage is a job, so you would be able to do the job, and as long as you're doing the rotation properly, it will be the same as the Black Mage in damage. The difference is just going to be when it comes to like how the job performs. For example, the Red Mage is going to have a higher utility kit just because I can go into melee range. Plus, this guy also has the healer kit. I'll get a heal and I'll get a res. So it's small stuff like that. Is he still following me? Oh, I think he's stunned. Okay, there we go. I thought this was just a limited time event. I didn't realize this was an actual like all the time boss. I have done the Moogle boss. It's a giant freaking Moogle. Ah, see? And it's worth the Tombstone of Poetics. So you can get higher rated gear. Oh, looks like we actually have to do it. Okay. The only job that looked even remotely interesting was Blue Mage for me. Sadly, it's just a limited class and restricted heavily, plus needing a high-level main account. So, yes, the Blue Mage sounded amazing when they first announced it. Back then, I wasn't paying too much attention of, like, what's what and who's doing who, you know, kind of thing. And so I was like, ooh, Blue Mage. And then they were like, yeah, you're going to get to learn the abilities of other monsters. And, you know, I was like, oh, so it's like Kamari from Final Fantasy X. And then I went and got the class and realized I can't do it for dungeons. I can't do it for really anything. And so I was like, this is so dumb. Like, who's out there leveling Blue Mage just to level a Blue Mage? I guess the people that are like, I have to have every class at max, you know? But the problem is we're going to be in the same boat with Beastmaster. It's about to be a limited job, so there's no point there. But what I will say is, like, so Black Mage is technically the Thaumaturge, right? So the Black Mage will have stuff in its kit that makes it a better job versus just level, you know, using Thaumaturge the entire game, right? Same thing with like Archer. Archer turns into the Bard. The Bard will have things in its kit that makes it immensely better than just doing the Archer. However, if you're comparing the Bard to, say, the Mechanist, which are both ranged job classes, the Bard is going to have things that it can do that the Mechanist can't that make it beneficial in some situations. Yeah. I never got the Blue Mage up high enough to try and do all that stuff, but it's interesting that it can learn boss mechanic or like boss spells. Stay still. Nope, missed. Ugh. don't know where it went. Oh well. My best friend is a fan of Blue Mage. He likes him because during events where you can spam fates, Blue actually just wipes him out super quick compared to most jobs. Also, hi again. Hey, what's going on, Tyrion? If it only could go to level 100, fine if they are not allowed to do group content. Meh. I honestly, I don't know. Like, the thing is like, if I wanted to do a Blue Mage, I would want to take it into dungeons. Like, I would want it to be a class I could do stuff with besides just running around doing fates. But like, eventually I want to unlock Dancer, which I think is at 60, so we've got 8 levels to unlock that, I believe. It may be 70, I could be wrong. I want to get Viper for melee because everyone says that's really cool, but that's got to be 80. Pictomancer's got to be 80. And that might end up replacing our Red Mage just because I've seen some Pictomancers and they're like, the AoE stuff that they do is awesome. Can't you go solo in dungeon? Yes, I think. It's not that you go solo, but you get well, hold on. Oh, this is not a this is a raid. Okay. I don't think I can do this one solo just because of the amount of people we have to have. We're doubling all of our people, so we're going from a 4 to 8 man group. So that's what we're waiting on right now. Regular dungeons you can do with NPCs now, Tiber. That's interesting, because if I remember correctly, when it first came out, you couldn't even queue. But apparently a lot's changed since the last time I actively played 7 years ago, so... Let's see here. Hunting log. We don't have anything there. Do we have anything for here? That is Eastern Thanalan. Eastern Thanalan. Eastern Thanalan. Eastern Thanalan. East Shroud. So it looks like a lot of Eastern Thanalan. While we wait for that. You can't queue up normally with people. If you queue as light party, as in just yourself, or with other blue, you can. So, just to make sure I'm understanding correctly, if I'm playing a blue mage, I can do it as a solo where NPCs join me, or if I'm queuing with other blue mages? Turd. gonna be honest. I don't remember all this. Get the heck out of Dodge. So in other words, blue mages just can't queue solo for Duty Finder. Didn't know they could queue with friends. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that either. That's nice. Capping them 80 stops people from annihilating the on-content fates and whatnot, and those could not net you some good and fairly expensive mats. Okay. That hurt. Yeah, I had that idea so I could solo content for match and use the map focusing on labor jobs. Okay, this music is interesting. Boom. To boost, let's see. I missed a bunch of chats from you guys. Sorry. Capping them, got it. Yeah, I had that idea. To boost skill or other jobs. Imagine if WoW had a boss like this. Yeah, but they have their share of goofy stuff too, you know. There's one. So what you get So what do you get from dungeons? I mean, you can get gear, but it's most likely blues and epic gear. Like, wow. Not really. I mean, you can get some pretty decent stuff, at least for your subclasses. Typically, the gear that you're going to get for doing quests is going to help your main job. But like, let me go currency real quick. Hold on. So these right here, these seals of poetics, you could use. We can turn those in for like level 130 gear, which would help our main class if we needed it or stuff like that. I need to really figure out where the fudge these flies are coming from, man. Like, what makes me mad is it, like, having these stupid things in my room make it seem like I'm a dirty person, but I'm really not. Like, I don't know. I mean, we just rolled on some gear. I don't know if we won it, but we did roll on it. So gear does drop from dungeons and raids. It just... Nah! Crap. I don't know what buttons it hit. There we go. Here, I'm going to do this. Lay that down there. On content, dungeons usually help you get gear that lets you enter the newest trial. Otherwise, they're heavily tied to the story, and some have some really cool gear that you can. I think you call it transmog. Yeah. It's definitely a game where they really want you to do the dungeons because of what's going on with the story. But outside of that, it's meh. I mean, if you think about like the original WoW, like back in vanilla, dungeons were tied to some of the quests that you could do. You didn't have to do them, just like now, but they were still tied to quests. Like if you think Ragefire Chasm, right? Like you can go do that one, and it's got several quests in it. The biggest difference is you're just gonna get gear out of doing it. Or well, I guess look at it this way. You know how like was it hardcore or heroic dungeons, whatever you want to call them? You do those to get the gear to do raids. You do raids to get the gear to do mythics, kind of, sort of in that line of deal. But yeah, in this one, instead of trying to get strictly gear for doing dungeons, they do it as a storyline that will help you get stuff. It's, yeah. Back to Gridania. Really? My water just splashed all over me. My only issue right now is just the fact that everything we're doing is kind of just filler between the end of ARR and the beginning of Heavensward. So how is the scaling? Are there zones and dungeons that are in a specific player versus level bracket? Yeah, for the most part. The thing is like you won't really have to worry about it if you're leveling one class. You will go to zones that are within, you know, probably 8 or so levels of you. And depending on how you're leveling, as you've seen through the last 7 days, for the most part, we're going to be the one that's over leveled. But I could, for instance, if I was to switch to my pugilist, right, level 18 pugilist, I definitely can't be going to some of the zones we're in right now because they're all level 48 or higher. Right, retiring. That's basically what we're saying, is that we don't, as long as you're not trying to level alts at the same time, the main storyline will get you relatively geared, and then you want to craft and do higher content to get the higher stuff, like the hard mode stuff. So, wants us to go to the Waking Sands inventory. Of course, right now I'm collecting this for when we can start working on another class. I have a bunch of stuff I can just give my character. I really wish it would stop doing automatically no. Okay. I really want somebody to do like the Abed praying thing. I love that. If you switch to Dancer at 60, you will get a set of gear and be good to go instantly. And then the same at 80 for Viper. Won't take you long to get to 100. Yes. They did the same thing when we hit Red Mage. We got the free set of... Oops. The free set of gear for that. I don't really care about this quest. I have an alt I'm working on over on the Crystal Data server. He's currently a summoner main, but he's leveling Reaper, Sage, and possibly a tank, maybe. I'm not a fan of tanking. I totally get you on that. I've never been a fan of tanking. Because I feel like I might be doing personally good, and then everyone still die, and then I don't know if it's because I sucked as the tank, or if the healer just couldn't keep up, or, you know what I mean? Like, I don't... Oh my god, there's so much stuff out here. I don't see where the heck I'm supposed to be going. Too much responsibilities to tank. Yeah. I mean, but the Red Mage is just, I don't know, flashier. You know what I mean? Follow the white-robed Asian. We'll be back when we hit level 54, bud. But until then, watch me absolutely dominate these guys. Come home. All right. Like the deadly boss or Atlas loot or DPS matter. Hold on, I missed a bunch. Are there add-ons for this MMO like WoW does? Yes, but they're technically against TOS. I'll be honest, I didn't realize that there were add-ons for this game. I can find tanking to be the easiest. DPS and heal has to work so hard while dodging crap. Tank just spam AoE and uses cooldowns to soak it. I feel that. But as a tank, I mean, you also have to know where to position the boss, when it's okay to let, you know, stop attacking the boss to then assist with attacking other stuff. Like, I think the tank has the most responsibility to make sure that nobody's pulling aggro from him. Whereas the healer and the DPS, healer just has to target people and click a button to make sure everybody stays alive. And if they have the opportunity, do a little bit of DPS. DPSers are just unga bungas. They stay out of the big red stuff and hit things. Wow. Okay. Yeah. I'm glad I haven't gone to go look at. Nope. That was not what I wanted to do. All right. Whatever. I wish this guy would stop running. I see him way over there, though. Next to all these big O toads. Oh, my chocobo left. We need to go buy more of those. If the tank has enemy ability, you ain't pulling threat in Final Fantasy XIV unless they just ain't hitting it all the mobs with AoE. Well, yeah, but what I'm saying though is there's a point in time where they can stop attacking the boss to go help attack ads to do what little damage they can. I'm gonna spend forever today when I get back from bowling tonight to figure out where in the actual crap these gosh dang flies are coming from, man. This game has an in-game threat meter that shows which ads your aggro doesn't need an add-on. Okay. I wish they would add like a DPS meter though. Tanking is an ability that makes their threat significantly higher than DPS and healer. I'm casual and never get threat pulled off made by raiders who are doing randoms. Yeah, I mean, that was one of the beautiful things about the way tanking works in this game versus like World of Warcraft or even ESO. In ESO, there's a taunt that you can throw depending on what class you are, but outside of that, you're kind of just SOL. Whereas in World of Warcraft, depending on what level you are, you may not have the ability to grab up aggro as efficiently as some DPS are able to do AoE. And so those two games, tanking is considerably more difficult early level. Whereas in this game, basically from the second you become a tank and have all of your like kit ready to go for your first dungeon, you have the ability to hold aggro forever. And typically you have some form of AoE at that point to keep it. DPS meter was kept out of the game because of how toxic they saw people being about it. And wow, it's understandable how useful it can be, but not all players want to use it innocently for their own DPS. True. Even ESO has that problem with DPS meters. I just want it because I want to see what I could do. Like, I get how it can be abused. The reason I want it isn't so that I can look at other people and be like, look at that noob over there. I'm higher level and he's, or I'm lower level and he's, half my DPS or whatever. Like, none of that. What I want the DPS meter for is be like, okay, what can I tweak? What can I change about the way I play to push a little bit more DPS? You know what I mean? So it also helps, like, when you're trying to figure out stats, like what stats more effective. Yeah, you might get one that let's see, we got to teleport to Revenant's Toll. You might have one stat that says, hey, this is immensely better for you. Obviously, int for us is a primary stat, but we also want to keep mind of what our hard caps are for things like crit and stuff like that. So it's just, I like to use the DPS meter as a way to make sure that I'm not losing DPS because I put too many points in one stat. That's just me. While tanking, you have to really work hard to keep threat on all mobs, and if a DPS can really pump, they can pull threat. Yeah, absolutely. And because of that, that's where you get that toxic community of where, the healer's doing all they can to keep everybody up, but the tank is like, hey, if you guys would focus on my target, kind of thing. It's just, yeah. WoW in general, I feel it's become too toxic, and there's no real way to fix it at this point. Especially the higher up you go in raids and mythics. I agree. Retiring. It is definitely nice. Plus, the community here is so much nicer. I've said that for a long time. Like, compared to World of Warcraft and ESO, like ESO, there are some really, really good people there. But in general, this has the most, like the most friendly players I've ever seen. Hold on. Oh, I missed. Let's see. I can say this. Once you reach a certain level 60 town, spoilers, so I won't mention name, there's something called Stone Sky Sea that helps you practice your rotation and see your damage. Oh, nice. Tiber, I haven't done PvP in this game like ever. So I don't really know how that works out. I don't know how I keep missing. I'll be honest, I don't even know how PvP works in this game, to be perfectly honest with you. Considering PvP is a 5-on-5, I would say that causes some tensions for sure. I would take your word for it. PvP isn't as competitive as WoW. People mainly do it to get items, which allows you to buy cool mounts and minions. So, so it's basically the honor points in WoW, with the exception of not being able to buy armor and weapons. Is what it sounds like. Too many cutscenes, but dexterity, strength. None of these worked for us. You can buy PvP gear for PvP raiding. I mean, if you're able to buy gear, that would be nice. The only thing, I wonder if they did it like how Ascension was doing it, where you had gear that was better gear, like better made for PvE content versus PvP. So gear has no effect in PvP in here. Oh. How high can we go up in here? Oh, there's the ceiling. I don't know what I read. What I read PvP has. There it is. Okay. Oh, that's not it. Oh no. Alright, I mean, if you really want to do this. I don't care to join a fate. I like her little helmet. I tell you what, man, all these quests, I don't know any of them. How would gear not help you in PvP? Surely more health and stats make you more resilient. I missed a bunch of stuff. Hold up. If you have unlockable gear that is only available through doing PvP, but there's no gear that helps you in PvP in this game. If WoW is a 50-50 PvP PvE game, then Final Fantasy would be $5.95 PvP in a game from what I've seen on Dynamis Data Center. Also, about 90% of the gear you can unlock through PvP is just for transmog, not stats. Yeah, that's a little outside my outside my wheelhouse on that. Nope, because all players are treated as being level 30 with base stats It's all skill based. You have to work with what you've got. Oh, that I did not know. That's actually pretty dope. I'll be honest, that would actually take a lot of the toxicity out of PvP. If everybody has to deal with the exact same stats all the time, like you go in, regardless of what gear you have, materia on, all that fun stuff, like if everything's going to be equal across the board, yeah, it's about how good are you as a player, both singular and oh, that's funny. That's technically solid ground, but it doesn't count as blockable. But yeah, I mean yeah, that's actually pretty cool. Even if you're level 100 with the best gear in the game, you're knocked down to PvP stats. They even have separate playstyles for their normal overworld gameplay. Like specific skills or PvP in Final Fantasy also changes your abilities when you queue. In PvP, Astrologian kind of plays like Red Mage, but with healing as its main focus. Yeah, there are PvP specific skills. Interesting. And just out of curiosity, is like PvP is, you said, is 5 on 5, right? So is that, do they not have like a what do they call it? Free company versus free company kind of PvP system? Because, like, for example, and it's in a terrible example, so excuse me on this, but Diablo Immortal has a guild on guild PvP system. So if you join a guild, you can then fight people from other opposing guilds. Now, the reason why that's a terrible example is because it goes off of the average gear score of everybody in that guild, and so if you have somebody who spent way too much money on that game to buy all the best gear, your guild's never going to compete against anybody. But did I go to the wrong place? I did. I am special. Crystalline Conflict is 5v5. Frontline is 24, 24, 24. So, Crystalline Conflict is standard, like, PvP stuff, from what it sounds like. And then the Frontline is the major companies fighting against each other. Nice. Okay, yeah. That's good to know, honestly. I mean, for someone like me who doesn't really like doing PvP content, that's definitely a good reason for me to enjoy this game a little bit more. Because there's a lot of people out there that are going to be like, nah, I don't want to fight other players. I want to build the best character I can and do the most damage I can in dungeons or be the best healer, whatever. Frontline is pure chaos, and it can be fun running around with your group, steamrolling the other alliances. I mean, I can imagine, but at the same time, we need to go to the Sapphire Exchange. I want to check something here. Fall Fantasy, no. Dishonor Before Death. That's going to be Weaver, Goldsmith, or Miner, Goldsmith. That's Gladiator, but we're not working on that right now. Let me go back over to the main area. Oop, that's not the way I wanted to go. I'm trying to see, because, like, I know we could pick up... I'm not going to. At least not right this second. But we could pick up the Samurai from here, because it's also level 50. What are you? I don't know. What is he gonna give us? Oh, this is the Reaper class. Got it. Okay. I didn't realize Reaper started in Ul'dah as well. Ul'dah has a lot of classes that start here, or jobs that start here, apparently. Red Mage, Samurai, Reaper. That might be it for this one. And then you get Dancer over in Limso Lamensa. Alright, we're going back to the Royal Promenade. I mean, what we can do is... That's not where I wanted to go. What we could do, Sage is also in Limsa. Oh, okay. Oh, that's right, it is. Yeah, I've run by it a couple times going, oh, it's the Sage. Let's see, that's level 70, and then we would get Viper at 80. So, I mean, we could pick up Reaper when we hit 70. I mean, it's gonna be a hot minute, but... See, that's what I'm waiting for, though, is Gunbreaker at 60. Because Gunbreaker is going to be the tank that I want. So, like, the overall classes that I'm wanting to do for this is I want Gunbreaker to be our tank. Yes, I've played Dark Knight. It's fantastic, but I think Gunbreaker is just more fun. I want to change the Conjurer over to White Mage. Pictomancer for ranged magical DPS. Viper for melee DPS. And either Dancer or Mechanist for ranged physical. I still don't know which one I want to go with on this. I know Mechanist technically can out DPS a Dancer in most cases. Or at least they feel like they do. But the Dancer gets some pretty cool, like, party buffs, don't they? Plus, they just look flashy, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Dancer's pretty good, and their AoE game is absolute peak. Awesome. Nice. Okay, then yeah. We'll pick up all of those as we get to level them. I think Dancer's at 70, if I remember correctly. Gunbreaker at 60. Viper's at 80. Pictomancer is at 80. Gunbreaker is at 60. Mechanist is pure range physical damage. Dancer is mainly range support with less DPS. Okay. I would have been fine if everyone had identical gear in PvP, but capping them to 30, it makes it awkward. Imagine you're used to your rotation and combos at max level, and then PvP and hit like a wet noodle. I mean, I think the deal though with PvP on that, Tiber, would be that it's since they're saying, and again, I don't know because I've never done PvP, so I'm not familiar enough with it. But if there's other skills that you can do, in order to do PvP, like you're gonna have a completely different rotation for PvP than you will for PvE. I think. No, I could be totally wrong. I don't know. You don't hit like a wet noodle. Their stats are just as low as yours, and your whole kit works differently than the normal gameplay, so it doesn't work how you think it does. Maybe at some point, Tiber will go test out some PvP stuff. What is this guy? Neither of these are for, well, that's for Thaumaturge Black Mage. Can I see what this looks like? No, that's not, try on. Display gear, please. Ooh. Okay. Tiber, if you were interested in Fenrir, you would need to forget WoW. LOL. The only similarity is the dungeon makeup is tank DPS healer. That's really the main similarity. Like I thought about doing Dark Knight or Samurai for melee PvP and Mechanist for ranged, but you describe doesn't sound too enticing for me personally. I mean, it could still be fun. It just won't be. It won't be like WoW PvP where you can have one person just bulldozing everybody. Let's verify that okay, good. I actually do need to go back there, so I don't waste another one of these tickets. I mean, Samurai's okay. It's just the rotation's a little wonky to get used to, I think. My brother liked Samurai. I don't know if he still plays the game. It'd be cool if he did. But I doubt it. And then Dark Knight is okay as a tank. Last I saw, it's just not my favorite. The survivability of the first two is top notch. They have skills to let them dive in and not immediately die, while possible wasting multiple people around them. I guess leaderboards is still the only bragging I can do in PvP. Sadly, no one-on-ones. Meanwhile, Mechanist has a one-shot LB that just nukes a player like a sniper. Just peeking in from work lunch. Hope. So far we're just doing all the BS running around bit. This was not where I needed to go. I guess he's outside. Did I not need to come inside? It does not look like I needed to come in here. Whoops. We're just doing all this stupid running around right now. Yeah. It's the filler nonsense. Search for the children in hiding. Are they going to be in buildings? There's one all the way up top. I still need to work on my UI. There they are. My bad, timer. I can stop skipping and just do the cutscenes. I didn't think anybody would care to watch, because like some of these cutscenes, man, can go for a while. I'm sorry. I'm not even close to halfway through, bud. With the amount of DLC stuff we've got, yeah, I'm not even close. Maybe I would enjoy like doing the cutscenes more if they were all fully voiced, but the fact that it's a bunch of just reading to figure out what's going on, I don't know, it would feel boring, I think. Yeah, because from what y'all have said, they've cut a bunch of stuff too. I mean, for the ones that on their stream they read all of it. If they're doing it as like, you know, we're gonna voice act every character we come across, that would be one thing. But if they're just going, I don't know. So even if I glimpsed at the quest dialogue, I really can't see it. Yeah. I mean, primarily in the first set, what's going on is, like in ARR, what's happened is you got chose by basically a goddess of light, and your whole purpose is to stop this dark god from being resurrected. And so we're constantly fighting the followers of said dark god. That's the dudes in the black robes. And their whole job is to resurrect their guy, and we're trying to stop them from doing so. That's the gist of it. And we're being sent to every corner of freaking Eorzea to do it. I remember one of the quests that got cut was just us getting a cactus juice for someone who had little to no impact on the story. So of course it cut. Yeah, I think at one point they were just trying to fill as much time so that people would stay in the game longer. I could be totally wrong, but yeah, for them to remove stuff is nice. Is world building and setting our character early connections up. Sometimes you'll be the 2-3 expansions later and find characters you met back in early areas, so it's pretty cool. Patch content between AR and Heaven used to be 125 quests. I think it is now down to 75-ish. Oh, whoop, that was... Oh, dang it, I didn't... I wasn't trying to skip. That's my bad. I was using the opportunity to read y'all's chats. With all the technology in this world, just nuke the cult from orbit and their god with cannons. Yes. Oh, quicksand. That's backing town. Yes, I know I can't fly any higher, even though it's letting me fly a little higher. I like the, like, I don't know, little shield effect that they have for their invisible wall. I mean, in general, I would say that they have a I'm so confused at this man using a flamethrower. But like, their story is engaging enough that I don't see why they need a bunch of filler stuff anyway. So that might be why they're cutting back on it. Plus, once you're engaged in a game like this, you know, again, like if we said, hey, we're going to do Black Mage and that's all we're going to play, at some point we might look at someone else's spec and go, wow, that's really, really cool. I want to do whatever it is that they're doing. And so then you go and you level that. And because there's a ton of people that are like that. I love my friend to death, but like, he's one of those people that likes to change things a lot. So a game like this is amazing because you don't have to change characters. You just swap jobs. Revenant's Toll. Teleport. Oh, I don't care about the height warning. Yeah, no. I was just saying I like the way they did their invisible wall is really nice, because some games they don't do that, or they'll have like a creative way of going, hey, you can't go that direction. Like Halo, no, not Halo. Yeah, Halo had autocannons that would just immediately nuke you if you went outside their zone. You know what I mean? And then you would also have like Borderlands. I forget which one also had like auto turrets that would kill you, and it made for things to be really interesting. Nice. Just hit Mechanist 100 yesterday. I have a flamethrower for AoE, a chainsaw attack, robot ad I can summon, and I spray bullets everywhere while side flipping. It's a ton of fun. It sounds like it. See, it's things like that that make me go, we should do Mechanist over Dancer, you know? Our attempts to reach students. And let's not forget the dang missile rack you get at 100. Nice. Now, see, y'all are making me want to change from going Dancer to going Mechanist. Plus, I think we get Mechanist sooner than Dancer. I appreciate that, Cross. Thank you. Ouch! You hurt my feelings, Taiba. Okay. You have access to Mechanist as soon as you get to the main town in Heavensward, but it starts at level 30. I don't remember it starting so low. I thought the Mechanist. Let's see, Gunbreaker is in Gridania. The Mechanist starts in, God, I forget the name of that stupid town. I know it. I know the town you're talking about, but
caught anything slippery?
Same with Dark Knight and Astrologian. Okay. Ishgard, that's the name of the town.
Aye, our suspicions were well founded. The Serpent Reavers are indeed the culprits.
Take it easy, Bit. Be safe at work. What sort of average she says, hey, I want to play as a dancer. It's so cool and badass, shaking my booty. I think the real question is, if it's so cool and badass and I can shake my booty at it, do I make money or am I doing it for free? Like that's the question, right?
Has there been any movement in Thanalan?
It has been blessedly quiet, which is to say the Amalja are being no more or less of a nuisance than usual, summoning Ifrit with such crystals as they have hoarded. Urianger, too, reports not out of the ordinary.
You're shaking it for the love of the game and the big AoEs. Got
Then we
it.
have our explanation.
Your explanation for what, pray tell?
For the recent spate of crystal thefts in Thanalan, we naturally assumed that the trail would lead us back to the Amalja. Yet it did not. It led us across the sea unto Vilbrand.
Some average dudes are secure in their masculinity. They let their freak fly while dressed like Aladdin.
Vilbrand. There have been reports of increased Sahagin activity of late.
Sahagin! Destroy them all.
Oh gods. They mean to summon Leviathan?
That is the way of it, I fear. Whilst conducting our investigation on behalf of the mineral concern, we came upon evidence implicating the Serpent Reavers. With the aid of the Maelstrom, I was able to verify our suspicions. 'Tis only a matter of time before Leviathan returns to harrow the seas.
I don't know, him being American, I thought he'd be more into guns and explosives, because Merc. I mean, you're not wrong, Tiber. I'm real good with explosions. Benjamin says Team American
Such a
remembrance.
disturbance in the ether. If I did not know better, I should think this device defective. And there is the...
Soon it shall begin. Our Lord shall rise midst surging waves to wash away the finless ones.
Why did they give this man a lisp?
And I shall be granted the gift and knowledge of eternity, and with the emissary stand equal. Then shall I know no cessation, no oblivion.
Also,
Whence comes this promise of immortality?
I would be under the impression that because they are technically aquatic creatures, they wouldn't speak a common tongue that everyone else of the land would be able
We
to
have outstayed our welcome.
like understand. You know what I mean? Like it would be most likely all clicks and guttural song. Anyway. You need to watch some social media coming out of the World Cup if you want to know what America is really about.
Are the two of you...
You shared that Even before the Sahagin made mention of the emissary, I recognized Elidibus's words. But surely it is not within his power to grant the echo.
My lady, unless we act swiftly, Leviathan will rise again. The Admiral has already requested that we intervene to prevent this. Failing that, we are to attend to the Primal's extermination.
She will have our full cooperation.
Let us make haste to Lemso La Mensa.
My lady, are you sure?
I am aware of the risks, but there is something I must see. The true nature of the echo.
Very well. I shall not stand in your way.
Your company is...
I take it something ill is afoot.
Aye, a Primal is about to be loosed.
Primal?
A godlike being whose very existence is a bane upon the land. We scions of the Seventh...
Everyone decent dressed, but the girl
I see.
with the pink
Know
top be
then
like,
that I
yeah,
am
I
learned
show
in the
my
arts of
tummy and
war."
cleavage because reasons.
It would be...
Yes.
If you crave a more
What I think's funny is if you actually look at her armor, there's no real protection from the waist up, but then she has like strips of leather like coming off as almost like leg pauldrons, and it's just wonky. Like, you can tell she's wearing pants, and then she's got like this dress skirt thing, which would be okay against like sword blows, but unless that's heavy duty leather, I mean, an arrow piercing that, bud. I guess the only real plus is fire magic isn't going to really do much. There's not much to catch on fire. But lightning, ice, kind of going to be pointless there. All right, now we need to go to Limso Mensa. But I mean, video game trope has always been that girls wear the skimpy armor that somehow still magically protects them against everything. And guys wear the big, bulky, beefy armor that also protects against everything. So, what can you say? If she doesn't have voice dialogue, I'm skipping it. Goodness gracious. No Minnesota. Oh, legit? She's a miner? As in one who digs rocks, not as a young child? Meanwhile, my Hrothgar guy is wearing the skimpy armor because all that fur makes it too hot. Hey, in today's day and world, man, you gotta be specific, because people be clipping that and taking it out of context. You can get terrible news real fast. Get a knock on the door, and they're not the kind you want. Hello? I don't know if you've seen miners. It's not exactly status quo and proficient mining outfit. All that shrapnel would catch her arms and body. Yep. 100%. Also, like, here's the thing. We're in a society where magic can quite literally just make explosives. And you're telling me that we haven't figured out a way to use magic to mine? We still need a mining pick? Nope, not that one. I'm just saying, like, sometimes in games like this, the the concepts that they use for why a profession exists does not make sense. Like, I have the ability to just create a giant prism of rock out of literally nothing, yet I need a pickaxe to mine rock out of other rocks. Like, geomancy or fire spells are cast at low temperatures. I'm just saying, man, it doesn't make a whole lick of sense to me. This thing is huge. I don't want to know what could have fit in this shell. Open the door. Don't worry, I'll just phase through it, guys. Maybe they want to be more precise and throwing magic at it would just explode it. Probably. I don't know, man. Sometimes I look at stuff like that and I'm just like, there's no way that somebody didn't go, hey, wait a minute. I could just, like earth shape it. You know what I mean? I mean, I wasn't really paying attention to that because I was just doing the main storyline. It might be... No, I don't have anything under the main storyline. Just the Gift of Eternity, which is the current quest I'm on, retiring. Unless you're talking about this quest, and it's the seasonal thing, and I've been keeping an eye on it as best I can, but have not found any. It's a fate that we have to do. I don't even know if the event is still going on, to be honest with you. Go through the first checkpoint and defeat the Sahagin that appear. The small amount of XP we are getting for doing these stupid quests is ridiculous. I mean, that brings up a good point, though. In the world of, say, like, Avatar: The Last Airbender, do they count ore as being part of the earth? Because remember, until Toph can do iron bending, they're under the impression that that no one can bend iron. Now, granted, that's usually because what they're referring to as iron is processed metal, not iron ore. But still, I mean, it's like, I don't know. You should have a red main quest in one more. Yes, yes, I do. No, it's at 54. I think is the next Red Mage quest. I don't know. It, like, that's why I really need to work on the HUD layout. Because, like, I think, yeah, that confirmed destination thing, that's just stuck there. I'm going to put that back up here. For now, hotbars can just move over here. I don't really care about them. Because we're using a controller, so none of this matters. I'll put the experience bar just way up there. I don't really care about it. Okay. And then this. There. Thing is something that only appears for controller players, I believe. Mouse and keyboard, yeah. That makes sense. Never seen it before though. Thought it was a classic quest. Keep rolling. Forgot I brought it up. No, you're good, man. All good. We need to go this way. I needed to redo the UI anyway, so it's a good opportunity to get that done. Stay away from me, you giant lizards. Watching these has made me want to mess around with Red Mage again. I do like the job, but been enjoying my Reaper too much. So I liked the Reaper. I thought it was a lot of fun. It was a very unique style of play, too. Fun fight coming up. My Chocobo barding I use is from this next fight. Ooh. Do you get the barding from this fight, or... Fun fight oh, it's crafted? Okay. Well, that's more of a bummer. Oh my gosh, I'm tired of dealing with you, you stupid giant oxalotls. They're purchasable on the market board if you can't craft it yourself. I can tell you right now, Cross, I can't craft nothing by myself. Cause I has not done any crafting. Nope, but it's based off of no spoilers. I mean, it would be one of those things where I need to go in and legitimately just work on professions for a few days. I don't think that's what people want to sit and watch me do, to be honest. Alright. Let me go take on Leviathan. No? I was hoping. Okay. this way. So 60 is dancer as well. Okay. Yeah. No, I honestly, I mean, big explosions, robots summoning, that all just sounds awesome. It sounds like the Tinker from COA. If I had to equate it to something.
There used to be a
Crafting in this
hamlet
game
beyond
is a
South
ton of
Highgate
fun.
in
You should
Western
try it
Lancashire.
when you get the chance. I definitely
Hearthstone
will. Oh, they actually
Some
talk
years
in this one.
prior to the Maelstrom's founding, Leviathan rose from the briny depths and set about unleashing watery hell upon us. On that occasion, the company of heroes put him down before he could do too much damage. But when the bastard came next, this time in the wake of the calamity, we were not so fortunate. Weary of ravaging our shoreline, he summoned a tidal wave which fair leveled Hearthstone.
What sexy
and
cat
washed
girl.
the soil away for good
Amos?
measure.
I personally don't get the fun out of it, but more power to those who do. I mean, there's a part of me
The
that
area
likes
was
professions
subsequently
because some of them can be
occupied by
really
Sahagin.
relaxing.
Aye, the thrice-damned creatures transformed it into a spawning ground for their brood. Given the quantity of crystals stolen to feed him and his legion of thralls, we can be fairly sure that Leviathan is stronger now than in his previous incarnation. If that sea demon is left to wreak havoc, what befell Hearthstone may well befall. That cannot happen.
That was ever our objective, Admiral. But the sea is Leviathan's uncontested domain. The ships of the 3rd Squadron could not close to within 100 yards of the Primal, nor could their cannons pierce it.
I have read the reports, Master Thancred. Our warships may as well have been bloody pleasure barges for all the good they did.
The company of heroes defeated Leviathan, having first lured him into an inlet, but we must needs contend with him upon the open sea. It will avail us little to consult.
Well, I have a FC house.
If I may.
Plus, I just got all the crafting jobs to 100 and crafted my 770 gear when I hit 100, and now I'm working on... I'm closest to getting miner to 100, and I've already maxed out blacksmith. The blacksmith has been since I can make a few shiny weapons. Ooh. Working on crafting all orchestra rolls and bardings. Nice. That's awesome on both counts, man. But see, like, that's my... For me, crafting isn't about, like, how much money, though you can by selling it on the marketplace. For me, crafting has always been...
This, in effect, is what the
like,
company of heroes
just
achieved
being
with their
relaxed
moves.
and running around and
We
doing
cannot
mining
lure
and
Leviathan
all that fun
from the
stuff.
sea a second.
Chopping trees, picking plants, crafting things,
If mounted upon a
fishing.
ship,
For me,
such a
is all
device
just,
might be
like,
used to
a good
prevent
way to
Leviathan
relax.
from bringing the full force.
So,
Of course.
but I definitely want to
Sid
hit
built a
level
similar
100
device to
first
grant the
before I start worrying about
Enterprise
trying to get
safe passage
crafting
through
up.
Garuda's Tempest, did he not?
Begging your pardon, my lady, but to give credit where it's due, this is something I heard from an old arcanist friend of mine.
It makes little difference who thought of it first, so long as it works. Beg the specifications of this device from your friend, and I shall pass them on to our people at Naldek and Vermelis. But before we proceed any further, I would voice one concern. Piercing Garuda's defenses is one thing. In matters of science, I am as a babbling babe, but I cannot well imagine that such
I do it
feat
as a
would be
change of
possible
pace,
without
and
a
it's apps,
veritable mountain of
and
corrupted
it's
crystals.
soloable, very vibey. Yeah.
The question being, do we have a ship big enough to bear such a burden?
Mayhap not, by your leave.
Mistbeard did this. Truly, Marshal, upon the subject of the Pirate King, you are as a scholar.
Now, from what I have gleaned of these matters, The device will need to be in close and constant proximity to the target. To wit, we must lash our twin vessel to Leviathan.
I mean, we've seen Sid, but he's not the same. Like, what I like about the character Sid, if you go and look at all the Final Fantasy franchise, there's two consistencies with the character Sid. Either A, he has a airship of some sort, or B, he is a combatant who uses a staff. And so far, the one that we have in this game is just an airship guy. Like, he just has an airship and crafts things. He's a crafter of his arts, but we haven't seen him wield a weapon yet, so...
Will be dangerous. Commodore, assemble the remnants of the fleet at Morabee Bay. Give priority to our soundest vessels. Storm Marshal Slafirson, command of the operation is yours. I want that twin vessel ready.
At once, Admiral.
And then there is the small matter of slaying the beast.
Don't worry, I'm a little tiny dragon girl. I can definitely kill a giant Leviathan. Has anyone ever thought, like, how absurd it is that as the hero, they just dump everything on you? Like, more and more progressively, they're like, well, our entire armies can't handle this, but you as just this one person definitely can. I also like it when games call you out for being, like, nonverbal. Be like, oh, you're the strong silent type, I see. Stuff like that just cracks me up. 'Cause I'm special. You and 7 friends. Meow. Come storm, Private. We must be away. This does make it considerably simpler, though, that we can fly. In this game, the reason they typically send you against the primals is because you're immune to the tempering. Basically, they force people in their presence to worship them, but not you. I mean, Leviathan's pretty dope, though. Of all the primals, I think Leviathan would be the one I would definitely... I mean, I don't like the cold, and Ifrit seems like he would be way too extreme in the heat department. Leviathan, the worst I'm going to do is just get wet. So, it is what it is. I don't think there's a primal that I'd be like, nah, I'm okay with that one. Nope. If there's no words, I'm skipping it. Or if there's no voice acting, I'm skipping it. The Whirl Eater. Now accessible. All right. Don't be taking what I say out of context, Cross. That's just mean. Ugh. Somebody has a corgi. Look at that little potato. I hate to tell you this, but your pink bunny rabbit is much larger than your corgi. And in all fairness, your pink bunny rabbit is almost as big as you. Oh, that is a dope outfit. It's a giant frog. That's dope. Dragoon? Maybe? Love the ruby carbuncle though. Yeah. I like how its front paws are like itty bitty tiny, but its shoulders are just massively fat. Like, that's just hilarious. Anybody else's outfits we can go look at? Anybody else here in town? I don't see anybody else. Oh well. Alright, it says it's an average of a 5-minute wait. So far, that's been an accurate statement. We can teleport to... Oop, that's not what I want. Nope. Was it Eastern? Yeah, Eastern Thanaland. Let's go to Eastern Thanaland and nuke some stuff. Bro skips paw days, but never misses shoulders. Absolutely. I had a... I had a manager when I worked for Taco Bell. We used to joke with him that he was a upside down Dorito. Because he's one of those guys where you can just see him like going to the gym every day and only like bench pressing and lifting and working from like waist up. Because the dude was massive in the shoulders, arms, all that. But then you'd look at his legs and you'd be like, homie, have you ever heard of a leg day? Like, what are you... I'm playing with the friends through MSQ one night a week, and we all have Lullafells named after the Beatles. I'm Little Ringo Starr, and I'm a summoner, and we just past where you are now. Nice! Awesome. Why is my chat acting dumb again? Great. The multi-stream chat has broke. YouTube's still working though. Alright, we're off to go find things that we can squish for... Alright, where does it want us to go, though? That's the question. Sandgate... Halaltali... So I've got 3 out in Halalatali or whatever, and then 1 in Sandgate. So let's pull open the map. Sandgate's way down there. Okay, so it's all in this area way to the south. Okay. Halal Tali is a dungeon? I don't think I've unlocked that one. It's kind of a bummer. Blue Quest near Waking Sands, I think. We're from Grand Company. Got it. Yeah, because the things it tells me I need to take out for that are not there. Then Sandgate is right around here, but what am I supposed to be taking out here at Sandgate? The hunters? They're all from Blue Quests. Well, that's done. Jeez, we're at 7 minutes, and we're the only one in the party. And I didn't see it give us an option to do it with NPCs, so I think regular dungeons you can do with NPCs now. Nope, I've already done all that. So I'd have to go learn Blue Mage just to unlock this dungeon? That sucks. Because if that's the case, I don't think I'm ever going to finish the stupid hunting quest for it. No? Oh, you mean like... Okay, never mind. I'm being the dumb one here. You mean the blue quest is in like the this over here, like the blue one with the little plus sign on it. Like this guy. Ooh, hold up. Okay, that mount is pretty dope. It's a red Gyodra from Godzilla mythos. That's dope. Alright, well, let's land. The only blue quest here is definitely not going to get us to that dungeon. Is there one at the church? There's so many quests piled up over here, I can't tell. No. Sells for food for thought. If you put this fight up in Party Finder, you may get more people to join / help you out. Just a thought. Is that not what you do? I might be kind of dumb. I thought that's what the Party Finder was. Like all the people that are trying to do the party. Well, you're more than welcome to. Cross. Cyan HQ, Waking Sands, and West is where Halachi Quest is. Waking Sands, okay. That's an easy one to get back to. Because I have so many of these gosh darn tickets. Yep, Vesper Bay. What do you give me? New game plus unlocked. Okay, that's not what I wanted either, but thank you. Haha, there we go. But yeah, if you guys are on and want to play, you can party me up whenever. I don't mind partying up with peoples. How many seals do I have? 4,400, because I haven't really focused on it. Is there something I need to go back to Ulda to spend them on? Hey, look. It's another Gudra. Gudra? Gudra? I think it's Gudra. Yeah, you might want to go to the vendor and grain company and use them to get promoted. Alright, we can definitely do that. Off to Ulda we go. Oh. You'll have to reset that, I think. Oh, wait, no. Is that you, Cross? Or who wanted to... Yeah, Cross, is that you? Before I say yay to join in some randos party? Alright. Quartermaster. No. Is it personnel officer? Okay. Food, all you gotta do is meet us up and I'd be more than happy to do that. Apply for a promotion. Now how many do you gotta have? 3,000, so I'm 600 away. That's all fine and dandy. You can either post your character name in chat and we can try and toss you an invite that way, or what have you. Ooh. Hold up. But. Oh. I don't think the samurai fits the, like, without the shield, that looks dope. My in-game name is Muzak. Let's see here. Social, player search. Oh, is that you? Well, that says Muzan. Why won't it let me? Here, just do it this way. Boom. I gotta say, man, that sword and shield is dope. Alright. Let's see, go duty finder. Stop it. Fine, just do it this way. Well, that was fast. Yeah, compared to you two, I look so under-geared, it's ridiculous. Yeah, big snake. Oh, let's not be in first-person view. Ugh. Am I not able to target that? Come on. Come on, you big ugly. Ooh. I love the dope music, though. And he's down. That music is dope. Get off my screen. dun, 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 dun. I will say, so far, I'm loving the fact that I have not gotten any warnings whatsoever. Like, I was playing World of Warcraft and legitimately got a copyright strike on YouTube because of music that was playing in World of Warcraft. I wasn't playing any additional music. I didn't hum any additional music. And I get a copyright notification, and I'm like, what the heck? So I go back and look at it, and it's literally, there's like this rock and roll music in one dungeon for whatever reason that plays in World of Warcraft, and I got a notification because I wasn't allowed to use that music. And I'm like, are you serious, bro?
Not for the... On behalf of my people, I
give me the humblest thanks.
'Tis meet that I give thanks to old Mistbeard, too, for his fine solution. Whatever else he may have been, 'tis clear he was a resourceful soul. Would that I had a man like him in my service.
Yeah. You have saved us once again.
Before I set foot in these lands, I had no inkling that the people of Eorzea contended with such mighty foes. Suffice it to say, their existence came as something of a shock, as did the idea that they could be This experience has served to remind me of the vastness of the world, and the boundless potential.
That's the other thing too, right? Like, she comes from a completely different area in our world and has no idea any of this has been going on in one corner of the world, right? Like, the thought that you could be on the same planet and catastrophic events like this, world-ending events like this, and you have no idea. At some point, they should have a chalkboard, and every time you say this, it's like, point.
Naught escapes your searching eye, Admiral.
Foreshadowing. Spoilers!
Privy to this information,
Spoilers!
But limped by my judgment, it should not be beyond such individuals.
I am heartened to hear this. I too noted a kinship between your style and mine own, though it seemed to me that you fought differently in the beginning.
I suppose I did. What can I say?
Though you may labor to believe it, Thancred was once something of a scoundrel who fraternized with the criminal class in these parts.
Yestola! You jest, of course.
But for a chance encounter with Alphino's grandsire, he might never have left Limsa Lominsa, or received an education in Sharlayan, or taken up his post in Uldar, which is where he trained in the blade.
Minfilia, please!
It would seem there is more to you than meets the eye, Master Thancred.
Lady Yugiri, I am told that you and yours came to Eorzea.
We missed the scene where Thancred outed himself as a rogue instead of the gladiator bard they initially played him up to be.
Mordonar is many things, but a place of refuge.
Oh, okay, it wasn't voiced.
Know that I would like nothing better than to furnish
it's
your
like
people with a new home here on Lominsan soil. Alas, racked by instability as we are,
Alright, stop talking real
our
quick.
nation is in no fit state to take you in.
It's like, you know, in TV shows where an actor or actress leaves for whatever reason, but they can't get rid of the character, so they have to bring in somebody else. And at some point in the episode where they bring in that other person to play that character, they make a comment about, like, hey, you're not the same person, you know? They did it in Last Man Standing the ditzy daughter that Tim Allen has in that one is played by a completely different actress for like the first 3 or 4 seasons, and then all of a sudden is completely cast by a different actress. And so they're like, the very first scene, he goes, "Weren't you like blonde headed or something like that?" And she just makes a comment of like, "Oh, you never pay attention to me," or something like that. And you're just like, no, I could go back an episode and that was completely different actress. So it's the same thing here, where it's like, oh, he was supposed to be a bard or gladiator, but no.
You wished a word in
The better not to spoil the festive mood. History repeats itself, Admiral. As the kobolds stood before them, the Sahagin resorted to summoning their god over a territorial feud. It may be that the Sahagin initiated this particular clash, but how it begins does not interest me.
I have not forgotten our conversation, Y'shtola. I am aware that man bears part of the blame for the Primal's existence. Nor am I ignorant of the Sahagin's reason for acting. They sought to secure a place to breed and multiply that their kind might survive. But we have as much right to live and thrive as they. If our own survival is threatened, are we to lay down our arms and...
And so you kill, that you might live. Yet if living is a right, then that right belongs to all peoples.
I'll not deny your reasoning. But when a storm gathers, it falls to me to see my people safely through it.
As must we all, Admiral. Stay the course, then. But know that it will lead to no good end.
Tisk, little ninja girl, eavesdropping on a private conversation.
Man has ever put himself to justify his actions. He clads himself in the armor of righteousness, though it be a fancy of his own making. In this, mayhap the Garleans and we Domans are not so different.
Eorzea has become as a raging sea. If we are to keep our heads above the waves, we cannot scruple to drown the man. When hopes of coexistence founder, strength must determine who has the greater right to live.
Sometimes, and sometimes not. Sometimes he who is stronger is destined to protect. Just saying. Alright, the Admiral has informed me of the arrangement I have in my keeping, a letter of introduction. Okay, deliver the Admiral's letter to the inconspicuous man. Looks like the fastest way to get there is going to be the Fisherman's Guild. That's not what I wanted. Stop it. There we go. Okay, and then we go run this way, I think. No, we gotta go down, out and around, it looks like. Secret La Lune. What up, Thieves Guild? Technically it's a rogue, but same difference. Rogue, thief, whatever. I need to empty out my inventory like super bad. That's not what I wanted to do. I want to talk to this person. All right, Revenant's Toll. Wee. Oh goodness. We're gonna have to go get lunch here in just half a second, fellers. I was hoping to be able to actually start the dang Heavensward, but we are still slogging through the filler nonsense.
I have been reflecting upon the events which took place during our visit to Vilbrand. If you have a moment, I would share my conclusions with you. When the Sahagin Elder summoned Leviathan, he employed the power we have come to know as the Echo. Though I cannot well explain the how of it, it would seem he became immortal and... When the Admiral subsequently slew him, his spirit emerged from his lifeless flesh, a consciousness shorn of physical form. Thus transfigured, he took up residence in the body of his minion with the ease of a man Long have I known that the Echo allows one to pass through the walls of a man's soul. But never did I imagine that it could free us from our own flesh, nor less that our souls could then occupy the next corporeal vessel to take our
I think I'm gonna make me some tacos for lunch, y'all. I think that's what I'm gonna do.
This that a little bit... And yet, though the Sahagin had mastered his gift and thereby become immortal, he was by no means invulnerable. As we both bore witness, he was ultimately absorbed into Leviathan.
Yeet.
And the import of this observation? If the Ascians' mode of existence is indeed the same, it can be inferred that they too are not invulnerable.
I think I'm gonna do some chicken tacos. We've got some lettuce and cheese here at the house with some tortillas, and I've got some chicken that I can cook up, season.
There exists a legend which tells of souls who
So,
are reborn upon the
I think that's
cusp
what
of
I'm gonna
each
do
umbral calamity,
as
that
soon
they
as
might
Special
still
here
be
is done
encroaching
talking.
darkness.
We'll go take like a hour lunch break and then come back and do some more.
Yet recent events have given me cause to wonder. Much and more yet remains unknown, but I am confident that all... For the present, however, what matters is that the key to defeating the Ascians may at last be... With Urianger's aid, it is my hope that I shall fathom this matter ere long. Oh, I was just about to send for you, my friend.
Grave tidings from the Sharlayan motherland, my lady. It doth concern our distant allies, the students of Baldesion.
I like the
What
voice
of them?
actor. Like, just the way he makes this elf sound. Because, like...
My lady, the Isle of Val, which for many years hath been the Order's home, is no more.
Excuse me. The problem with a lot of voice actors that do elves is they try to make them sound like too high pitch and like sing-songy. So having one that has like a normal voice is actually really refreshing.
No more? Whatever do you mean?
I relate only that which hath been conveyed unto me by our agents. An etheric wave of the highest magnitude was recorded in the region. Soon thereafter, 'twas observed that the isle had ceased to be. 'Tis postulated that a magic was evoked, like in power to Ultima.
12 preserve.
Kaboom. So Dawn Trail of you.
If there are no other matters, I move that today's meeting be adjourned.
Oh.
It is done, my lord. Forgive my impertinence, my lord, but these orders, I am uncertain as to what end they serve.
Revolution.
What is the farthest you have played through the main storyline in the past? Technically quite a while ago. Because I got bored of doing the main storyline, so I ended up just buying a level boost and skipping the main storyline. So I've done some of the dungeons, but I haven't actually like played most of the storyline. So, to be honest with you, I don't remember. It was 7 years ago, so whatever that was. All right. Speak with the refugees of the Seventh Haven. That's why I was wondering, like, the story when you quit it last time. Oh man. It was before we got to the Leviathan fight, because I didn't do Leviathan until after I had unlocked several of the other jobs. And I was just going through and being like random, like the random trials or whatever, just to do stuff because I was bored and my friend wasn't on. So I don't really know where it was in the storyline that I had gotten to. So for me, yeah, absolutely, 100%. It's all new information, new lore. I remember this town, like I remember coming here, but I swear it was only because I needed to, like I was coming to spend currency. It wasn't because I was doing quests here. I remember doing the mech stuff for Sid as part of the storyline, and that's, I think, as far as I got. Technically. Yeah, okay. Give me voice acting. Dang it. Alright, wants me to go back to the Steps of Old. I think that will be a good point for us to take our lunch break. It's basically 1 p.m. Central here for me, so we'll be back probably about 2:15, and then we'll go until about 5 o'clock, because then I have to head out for bowling. Well, we'll probably stop at like 4:45, because then I have to get ready to go bowling tonight. So, I'm gonna take a lunch break, cook me up some chicken tacos, and then once I'm done eating and hanging out with sister and my brother-in-law and all that for a little bit, we will be back. Like I said, it'll probably be around probably around 2:15 until about 4:45. So hopefully I see you guys back when we come back at about 2:15 Central, and we will continue on with the main storyline, and hopefully we can get some more levels and stuff like that. 200 or what? 200 or bust each game. What? I don't know what you mean retiring. Thank you, Cross. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I don't know what you mean by that. Retiring, but sure. Hopefully you don't bust. Oh, bowling. My bad. Sorry. Hopefully, my current right now my average is like 159, so I'm trying to be better than that every time I go bowling. But I appreciate that. Thank you very much. But I will see you guys here shortly. Stay safe out there. Have fun. But as always, stay legendary, heroes. Peace out.